Hi friends! Today we're reading Pixie Hollow Paint. Bess was an art talent fairy. She was working on an important painting. She had been painting day and night for almost 2 weeks. It hadn't been easy. She was having trouble getting the picture just right. But now she was almost done. Bess held a bottle up to the light. It looked empty. She turned it upside down. A single drop of blue paint slid out. "Oh, polka dots, I'm out of blue paint," she wailed. Bess thought for a minute. She grabbed a tube of purple paint. She squeezed it flat. Only a tiny bit came out. "Oh no, I'm out of purple too," Bess groaned. She needed to get more. Bess went over to her paint shelf. There was no blue or purple paint. The red paint was almost gone. She left the lid off the yellow paint and it had dried up. And the only green paint she had was lime green. Bess put her hands on her hips. There was just one thing to do. "It's time for a paint party," she declared. Making paint by herself was a lonely task, but making paint with other fairies was fun. Bess sent invitations to her friends. She asked Tinkerbell, Ronnie, Beck, Fawn, Lily, Prilla, Silvermist, Vera, and Rosetta. None of them were art talent fairies. Still, everyone said yes. Everyone except Rosetta. When she got the invitation, Rosetta went to see Bess. "Paint making," Rosetta said. "That sounds messy." She didn't like getting dirty. Bess shrugged. She had plenty of help. Bright and early on a sunny morning, the fairies gathered in the meadow. "Reporting for paint duty," Tink said. She gave Bess a little salute. "Point me to the paint pots." Bess laughed. "Not yet," she said. "First we have to find some colors." Bess told her friends that paint was made from plants and flowers and other things found in nature. The fairies could find what they needed all over Pixie Hollow. Bess had made a list for each fairy. It told them what to look for. The fairies were eager to begin. Lily knew right away where to find the buttercups and sunflowers for the yellow paint. In her own garden, she picked a huge armful of both. Tink flew into the forest. She was looking for pine needles. They made the best dark green paint. Prilla picked a patch of violets. They would make a lovely shade of purple paint. Ronnie filled an entire basket with raspberries and cherries. Bess could use them to make the perfect red paint. Silvermist was in charge of the orange paint. She carefully dusted the wings of an orange butterfly. A little butterfly dust went a long way. Blueberries were great for blue paint, and Fawn and Beck knew of a huge blueberry bush where their bird friends always went to eat. White paint came from chalky pebbles deep in caves. Bess sent Vera to find those. The light talent fairy used her glow to light the way. Meanwhile, Bess set up a row of coconut shells in the meadow. One by one, the fairies came back with their finds. "Put the blueberries in that shell over there," Bess told Fawn and Beck. "What lovely violets," Bess said to Prilla. "Those sunflowers and buttercups will make such bright paint," she gushed to Lily. Each fairy put what she had found in one of the coconut shells. Bess added some linseed oil to each shell. This would help turn each item into paint. Then the fairies stepped into the shells and started to stomp. Fawn stomped on the blueberries. "Ooh, the berry mash is oozing into my shoes," Fawn cried. "You should try the pine needles," Tink said. "They tickle my feet." She lifted up a pine green foot to show everyone. "This is hard. I want to eat the raspberries," Ronnie said. "They smell so good." Vera was working on the white paint. She smashed the pebbles with Tink's hammer. Then she mixed the bits with the linseed oil. Kind-hearted Lily couldn't bear to crush her sunflowers and buttercups. She turned them over to Prilla. Lily worked on the purple paint instead. "You are all doing such a great job," Bess said. "This is going to help me so much with my painting." The fairies kept stomping and crushing and mixing and churning. Their feet were all sorts of bright colors, and they were having a good time. "Tell us about your painting, Bess," Silvermist said. Bess thought for a moment. "Well, it's a big picture of the home tree in late afternoon sunshine. The painting has a golden glow," she paused. "I like it, but something's missing." Bess had an idea. "I know," she said. "I'll show you my painting. Maybe you can help." She flew out of the meadow. A few minutes later, Bess was back. In her hands was a large painting. She leaned it against a tall flower stem. The fairies crowded around to look at Bess's painting. It was very pretty, but Bess was right. Something was missing. "Maybe some of this new paint will help," Prilla said. She always looked on the bright side. "Maybe," Bess said. Then she sighed and gave her friends a smile. "I know what I want to do. I don't want to work on this painting right now. Let's put away all this beautiful paint." The fairies quickly began to bottle up the paint. All of a sudden, they heard a noise. It came from just outside the meadow. "What was that?" Tink asked. The fairies heard twigs cracking. They heard leaves crunching. They heard ribbit. A giant frog leaped into the clearing. "Strong Jump!" Fawn cried. Strong Jump was Fawn's frog friend. He heard her call and launched himself at her. "Strong Jump, no!" Fawn shouted. It was too late. Strong Jump landed right in the coconut cup of red paint. It splattered all over. From there, he made another mighty leap straight into the green paint. Splash! Green paint sprayed the meadow. "Wait, Strong Jump!" Fawn yelled. But Strong Jump didn't want to wait. He hopped into the orange paint, and the white paint, and the blue paint. He overturned the purple paint. He knocked over the yellow paint. Paint splattered everywhere. Fawn flew right up to Strong Jump. She came nose to nose with him. "Stop!" she yelled. He stopped. "Good frog," Fawn said. She patted him on the head. "It's my fault," Fawn said to the other fairies. "I told Strong Jump I would play with him today. Then I forgot. He came looking for me. He was so happy to see me that he didn't watch where he was going." "That's okay," Bess said. "A little paint never hurt anyone." The fairies looked at themselves. A little paint? Hardly. They were covered head to toe with every color. Prilla giggled. There was paint in their hair, paint on their clothes. Their legs were colored up to their knees, and they had paint on their cheeks, noses, elbows, and ears. The other fairies began to smile. They put their arms around each other. Then they laughed until their sides hurt. Then something caught Lily's eye. "Oh, Bess," she cried, "you're painting." The fairies all turned to look at Bess's painting. It had been splashed with paint too. Streaks of red and orange and green and yellow crossed the canvas. White spots and blue splotches dotted the home tree. A big blob of purple filled one corner. Bess flew over to the painting. She was very quiet. The other fairies watched her. They didn't know what to say. Bess looked at the painting up close. Then she backed up and looked at it far away. She studied it from left and from the right. Slowly a smile spread across her face. She turned around. "I like it," she told her fairy friends. "I really like it. This is just what it needed." Then Bess hugged Strong Jump. "What a perfect paint day. I knew we would end up with lots of paint, but I never thought we'd fix my new painting too." Aw, that was a cute story. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Read Aloud fun. Have a great day.